Are you the narcissist? If you have asked yourself this question before, you are not alone. This is a question that most people ask themselves when they've been with a narcissist. So first of all, I just want to hold space for you today and let you know that there's nothing wrong with you. And there are steps that you can take as you are self-reflecting and on this journey. And first and foremost, I'm going to be the 7 millionth person to tell you this, but it is so true that a narcissist would not be watching a video like this. They're not going to have that self-reflection. They're not going to have that empathy for others. They're not going to be worried about if they're hurting someone else. In fact, if you have ever gone to someone and said to them, do I exhibit narcissistic qualities towards you, to the people that love you most in your life, like family members or friends or a spouse? If you are asking people in your life if they think you're a narcissist, I can pretty much guarantee that you are not likely to be the narcissist. However, it is likely that if you're questioning if you are one, that you've probably been abused by one. So I just want to tell you, you're not alone. This is a place where we're going to jump in today. I'm going to give you the exact steps that you can take if you're questioning if you're a narcissist. Number 1, self-reflection. Take some time to self-reflect. You're likely doing that right now, just sitting here on this video with me. Be able to think about your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors. Consider situations where you may have exhibited narcissistic tendencies. Here's the thing, and this is the truth. All of us have narcissistic tendencies, but that doesn't mean that we have narcissistic personality disorder. So just because you might have a little less empathy over here and you might be wanting a little bit of praise over here, it doesn't mean that you're a narcissist. So the fact that you're sitting here self-reflecting is proving in and of itself that you're not likely to be a narcissist. Number 2, seek feedback. If you're someone who is open to seeking feedback, reach out to trusted friends and family members or even work colleagues for honest feedback about your behavior. Ask them to share their observations and perspectives on how you interact with others and how you handle various situations. Let them know that you want to change if these are things about your personality that are hurting them. And I can tell you right now, a narcissist would never ever do this. What the narcissist will do is they will say things like, I don't know why they don't love me. I don't know why they can't just get along with me. They will blame everyone around them. They will never be able to self-reflect and seek the feedback of others to change. Number 3, educate yourself. You're doing that right here. Good job. Bravo to you. Learn more about narcissism and its traits so that you can better understand the behaviors that you're questioning in yourself. Reading books, articles, watching videos just like this can all be things to help give you valuable insights and perspectives. The very first time that I ever realized that I was suffering from narcissistic abuse was where you're sitting right now watching a YouTube video by someone that was out there trying to help support me. And so I'm so glad that I get to be that person for you today. And I just want you to know you're not alone. And this journey can be really scary when we first have that awareness piece. But I just want to empower you with these things that you can do today if you're worried that you're the narcissist. Number 4, consider therapy or counseling or seeing a trauma coach. These people are able to help you if you're struggling to gain clarity, to be able to look at your own. Consider seeking support from these people so that they can provide a safe space for you to explore your thoughts and feelings and gain these insights into your behavior from an unbiased professional perspective. They'll be able to help you have coping mechanisms that are healthy as well, and be able to empower you with some of the ways that you're feeling. One of the best things that anyone ever empowered me with when I was in your shoes, just realizing that I was a survivor of narcissistic abuse, was someone telling me that anger was a really healthy emotion to be feeling. Because something that happens with narcissistic abuse is grief. When you decide to leave that relationship, if you do, a lot of times you experience a tremendous loss because you love them even though they've treated you so poorly. And so Part of grief is anger. And when you're angry about something, our society has kind of taught us, especially in like, I am a Christian, and in like Christian-based learning, we always are told like, be slow to anger. Don't be angry. Anger is a bad emotion. And I just don't believe that's true anymore. I believe that every emotion your body was made to feel, and however you feel is right. There's never a wrong emotion to feel. So whether you're feeling shame right now because you have maybe told yourself that you've allowed this abuse, it's okay to feel ashamed, and it's normal to feel that way. But I just want you to know that whatever you've been through, whatever type of abuse that you've suffered, you're a survivor right here in this moment because you're still here. And you don't need to feel alone anymore, because I'm gonna be here to tell you that this is something that you're gonna get through. And I never believed that I would feel better after narcissistic abuse. I just thought I was always gonna feel awful. I kept going back to the person abusing me, and it was just this vicious cycle. So consider therapy and counseling if that's something that you feel like you can talk to someone that's maybe a little outside of the project. It's not a friend or a family member that might be too close to the project to give you that space that you need to express your feelings. Number 5, practice empathy. This is something a narcissist is not capable of doing. Make an effort to empathize with others and consider their perspectives. One of the things that they studied in early childhood education, I was an elementary school teacher before I was a mom, before I had a career, before I was a trauma coach. What they did, they studied elementary school kids, and the ones that were favored most by their peers were the ones that were able to look at other people's perspectives more often than not. And so this is just a skill that you can develop and learn, and it's not one that a narcissist is able to learn. So if you're considering, maybe I'm the narcissist, practice empathy. A narcissist is not gonna do that. A narcissist is not gonna care enough to go to their friends and family and ask if they're hurting the people around them, because the narcissist only cares about filling their void and feeling good themselves. Developing empathy can help counteract those narcissistic tendencies that some of us have, especially those of us that are survivors, where if you're just coming out of trauma and abuse, you might need to be focused on what you need because you're just trying to figure out how to feel safe again. So practicing empathy for others is going to be an amazing tool for healing after narcissistic abuse. Number 6, take responsibility for how you feel. We don't have to take responsibility for everything that happened with the narcissist. In fact, I want you to just throw that away. If anyone's ever told you that you have to take responsibility for everything that happened, that is not true. Take responsibility for how you feel. Take 100% responsibility for how you feel. The 4 ways to stay stuck in trauma are to get hurt. Did we accomplish that? Yes, I think so. Number 2 is to over-personalize the offense. Make it mean something about you, like you're not important enough to treat well, or you're not enough, or you're worthless, or you are not lovable. These are the things that the narcissist will prey upon if you believe these things about yourself. So over-personalizing it is going to keep you stuck in trauma. Number 3, by blaming someone or something, that's going to keep you stuck in trauma. And number 4, creating a victim story that you retell over and over and over again, which is part of healing, by the way. You're going to be likely telling everyone what happened to you at some point on your journey. And that is because you survived. And you're telling people your survival story. So don't worry if you're in that phase, that's totally normal. Taking responsibility for how you feel at any point in all of this is gonna be a really great way for you to acknowledge the harmful behaviors that may have been caused by the situation that you're in. If you've been abused by a narcissist, it's likely that you've had reactive narcissistic abuse to them or other people around you, but that doesn't make you the narcissist. So take responsibility, apologize to people that you might have hurt in those situations, and commit to making positive changes moving forward. There are 3 more things that I'm gonna give you, but if these things are helping you and you feel like you wish everyone that has ever suffered from narcissistic abuse could have their hands on, down. It really helps me if you subscribe and leave a comment here on this channel, because that tells YouTube that it can put this out to more people. And so it would just be so amazing. If I'm helping you today, that would be one way that you could help me. Okay, number 7, set boundaries. Boundaries will set you free. People misunderstand boundaries all the time. People think that they set boundaries to be able to control others, but newsflash, we cannot control the humans. We especially cannot control the narcissist. And so setting boundaries are a way that you protect your own personal peace. The way that you do this is you establish healthy boundaries for your relationships and how you're going to interact with others. This is going to protect your own mental well-being, and it's going to help you communicate your needs to the people around you in a way that's clear and assertive. Now, the number one thing that you want to do with setting boundaries is making sure that it's something that you can control of your own. So for example, one of the things that I always recommend doing if you're having to parallel parent with a narcissist, for example, is getting a different phone and having the narcissist have one phone for you and getting a new phone just for them, and they only have that number. It doesn't even have to be a smartphone. It could be a flip phone or an old phone. And then putting boundaries around when you check that phone. For example, checking that phone before pickup and drop off of your kids, or having certain days and times that you agree to do that. This is a really easy way that you can set boundaries around helping your nervous system to settle down and be a little bit more calm. Because every time that you have interaction with the narcissist, you're gonna go into fight, flight, or freeze, and your body is gonna pump out adrenaline and cortisol. This is why I say emotional abuse is physical abuse, because that constant adrenaline and cortisol is gonna rev your nervous system 24/7. It's why you're so tired after you leave narcissistic abuse. So setting boundaries around those interactions, like having a special email address that they only have access to, if you have to have communication with them, like if they are a spouse and you have kids with them or something like that. If you have business with them, it's being able to put boundaries around when you open certain work chats or work messages. Being able to maybe turn off your phone completely on Sundays so that your nervous system can have a break one day a week so you're not constantly on edge. So setting these types of boundaries is going to help give your nervous system a break, and it's going to protect your peace. Number 8, practice self-care. This is one that is so hard when you're being abused by a narcissist, because you're always walking on eggshells to try and avoid more abuse from them. Fawn is a 4th trauma response, and it's people pleasing so that you can avoid future abuse. Your human being body is going to know so well how to avoid future abuse. And so practicing self-care when you've been abused is something that you're likely not doing. Ways that you can prioritize self-care is something that's going to promote physical, emotional, and mental well-being. My favorite way that I started off with self-care when I was first recovering from narcissistic abuse was just wrapping myself in a heat blanket anytime that I felt triggered. It was a really amazing way for me to have instant warmth, like I was giving myself a hug. Taking a warm bath. I love reading historical fiction because it allowed my mind time to stop overthinking and overanalyzing everything that had been done to me. I also really love to do breath work every single day. You can breathe in through your nose for 5 seconds, hold at the top for 2, breathe out through your mouth for 8 seconds, and repeat that 3 times. That breath work is going to ground you. Going on a walk, maybe listening to some soothing music, yoga, meditation. There's no wrong or right way to practice self-care, but sometimes even just sleep is one of the best things that you can do as far as self-care goes. And something a narcissist will come and do is abuse you by making you lack sleep. So these are all things that I want to encourage you to do. And then number 9, the final practice to do if you're worried that you might be a narcissist, is stay open to feedback and growth. Remember, a narcissist is never going to do that. And if you have been abused by a narcissist, you might have some of these narcissistic reactive abuse qualities. And that's likely why you're sitting here saying, am I the narcissist? In fact, the narcissist will oftentimes start telling everyone else that you're the narcissist in order to manipulate the people around them. So if you're sitting here questioning it, there's nothing wrong with you. It's okay. And if you'll just practice these 9 different things. These are things that a narcissist would never do. So if you'll practice these 9 things today, it's gonna empower you to get away from some of those narcissistic tendencies that we all have. And it's gonna be something that's gonna help you connect to yourself and the people around you and work through the things that you've been through. I wanna give you just a big hug from me to you and let you know that you're not alone and it's gonna get better. All right, you guys, have an amazing day. Bye now.